Welcome, everyone. If you're new here, I'm Miles per hour, and essentially I talk about investing, stocks, and stock market news. So if you're interested, check out my other content and subscribe if you've enjoyed anything so far. So with that out of the way, I want to talk about ticker symbol U, or Unity Software, the company that IPO'd last September 2020 at $52 and has more or less tripled in price since. Now that it's coming back down from highs in December of $172, I want to talk about what exactly Unity is, and at the end I'll discuss why it's fallen so much and if I think it's a potential good buy. Unity is a software platform, most popularly used as a video game engine that allows developers to build video games with it. Some games that are used by Unity's engine are Among Us, Hearthstone, Hollow Knight, and Pillars of Eternity. Unity is free for individual use, regardless of income, which is probably why it's so popular among indie game devs, and it's also free for any company that uses it with less than an annual turnover of $100K per year. A cool thing about the engine is that you can use a visual scripting system, which would allow devs to create a game without writing code themselves. You could kind of think of it like drag and drop blocks that connect different conditionals and variables together. And of course, for more complex games, devs can use a programming language called C#. So this engine can be used to create 3D, 2D, virtual reality, and augmented reality experiences. But what's really cool is that this engine has been adopted outside of the video game industry. So a huge strength going for Unity in my eyes is that it's not just a video game engine. I think you should think of Unity as more of a powerful multimedia tool. Unity can be used for interactive experiences. Traditional maps at shopping malls are being replaced by interactive touchscreen maps. McDonald's has a touchscreen experience for ordering food now, and large movie theater chains let you buy tickets through a kiosk. Another use is pre-visualization for film. This is essentially a great way to populate a virtual scene using real-world lenses. Next is architectural visualization. Video game engines like Unity are already capable of handling huge amounts of complex geometry and rendering realistic-looking lighting and surfaces, which would make it perfect to explore virtual buildings for engineering and architectural firms. Next is animation. So at the rate we're going, we will eventually reach the point where pre-rendered graphics and real-time generated graphics are indistinguishable. Unity can help with this, because real-time rendering is what VR is made for, which is another thing that Unity excels in. And finally, Unity can be used for simulations. So in this case, they can be used for serious training purposes in the medical and military industries. This allows people in these professions to practice patient care and clinical management in a virtual environment. So in terms of competition, the only company I see really competing with Unity right now is Unreal Engine. Both can render 2 and 3D graphics. I'm going to give the crown over to Unreal Engine for 3D graphics, as Unreal is best in terms of graphical fidelity. For 2D, I'm going to give that over to Unity, as it's a much larger focus and has a bigger tool set. For both VR and AR, Unity takes the crown with this one. So next up is multiplayer. Both engines can handle this. Although Unreal is the only one with integrated support, Unity's integrated multiplayer is still in development, although there are many third-party frameworks. And in terms of mobile gaming, Unity is the very best. Unity dominates in mobile games, now the largest and fastest growing segment in the gaming industry, where it has over 50% market share and where Unreal is not a common alternative. Unity has kept a large market share in AR and VR at 60%. And if we look at Unity's last quarter balance sheet, it looks phenomenal. The ratio of assets to liabilities is 4, which is incredible. So essentially Unity has about 4 times as much liquidity as they do debt, and they're sitting on roughly $1.7 billion in cash. On February 4th after the bell, Unity reported Q4 earnings at a loss of 4 cents per share versus a loss of 14 cents per share based on analyst expectations. So they beat earnings in this regard. And in terms of revenue, Unity pulled in about $220 million versus analyst expectations of $204 million. So their quarter increase was about 39%, and in 2020 they increased revenue by 43%. So they beat on earnings and revenue. Why the drop? Honestly, I think this was an overreaction, and the potential long-term outlook on Unity shows a slowing in revenue growth. So the average revenue growth expected for this quarter one is about 29%, and in 2021, the average yearly growth is expected to be about 24.5%, which to be fair is a 10% decrease in growth revenue from the last quarter. But keep in mind, 29 to 30% revenue increase by any standards of any company is great, but with Unity, expectations are very high. This stock has also been up a lot the last few months, so a pullback can always be expected after a really huge rally. So all in all, I think Unity is a really strong buy. They have a great balance sheet and they're still expected to grow year after year. There's a reason I didn't sell this company when I had already 100% of my money. If you believe in a company long term, you buy more during the dips. And for anyone looking to get into this stock now, I think the next coming week might be your opportunity if it continues dipping. Thanks for listening, everyone, and until next time.